Is it going to work? Yes, it's going to work. Yay. I actually put a post out to say that I was going to go live, and I don't think it worked. So I haven't really quite worked out how to do that yet. But it's gone a bit cold. Good morning and welcome to the AEIOU Oracle. I do hope this finds you well. I have no idea what's going to come in. This is a general reading, and as always, we're going to start with the AEIOU Oracle. What are the planets doing at the moment? We're in retrograde. What has that been meaning to you? Where have you been on the travels of retrograde? I can speak from experience and say that there has been a lot of, let's say, backward motion happening. What has it been like for you guys out there? So I thought I would give you a few tips on how to get the best out of the readings, because I do spend a lot of time having a look at other readers and seeing what else is out there in the world of tarot reading, because I do feel like tarot and oracle reading does get a bit of a bad rap, and some people are confused about, the powers of it, what it can do. Is it helpful? Is it a bad thing? Blah blah blah. Like everyone's got their own belief systems on tarot. And when I first got introduced to tarot, I thought it was an absolute pile of crap. Like, I wasn't interested in it at all. And I was really, really like, no. And then as soon as I got my hands on a deck and started playing, it was a completely different story. It was like the whole world just opened up to me, and the energy that I could read, say, in an intuitive fashion just accelerated massively. And moving that to health diagnosis work and mediumship and all realms of things through tarot, and obviously leading me to actually make my own oracle deck, which I believe can support your own intuitive journey. That was one of the main sort of intentions for the deck, and also to help with your health and your mental capacity for stress. So it's an all-round divination tool, and basically the idea is that it links you back round into your own intuition and your own thoughts and your own knowing. That's the main importance of the deck. So if you would like to purchase one, you can do so from the description box. And the feedback that I have been getting has been like insane, and they're going all over the world, and I'm just incredibly, incredibly chuffed. Like, yeah, there are no words for what a journey it's been on to create this deck and to have it going out into the world. It's very special. And the readings that I get from it, I always use it in my body work. It's a very powerful tool and a very clear tool. That's the main thing. From tarot, obviously there's lots of different ways that you can read. Obviously there's a meaning of the cards, but then if you're an intuitive reader, then you'll take that a lot further. So that leads me on to one of the very clear points that I want to make about tarot and oracle readers as a whole, and this includes myself. Okay, so every reader, every channel has a personality, has a character, has a story, has a belief system, and that will transmute the energy in a certain way. Like, regardless of how clear a channel you are, you will put a personality onto, and a feeling, and, you know, an intention onto your readings. So what I think is best to do is to pick someone who you want to maybe aspire to, or someone who has a good frame of reference. Because what I'm seeing a lot from tarot readers is that they'll tell the same story over and over again, right? And that often comes from something that they are dealing with themselves. And that's not to say that they're bad or good. It's just obviously they're moving through it. So they read on the energy to help them move through it, because every practitioner is also in a state of learning, whether they admit it to themselves or not. I am also in a state of learning. Like, every single practitioner that I work with, every single person that I work with, whether it's for a personal or group, whatever that is, there's always a teacher student dynamic. Like, you are both at exactly the same time. So if you're watching a reader who is often talking about exes, then that's something that maybe they're still working through themselves. Or there's a reader that I saw, and she's very dramatic and very, you know, like, she talks about the police often, and, you know, like, people doing bad things behind people's backs and blah, 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 blah. And that's obviously something that is going on for her, or something that she believes is in her reality. So when you're picking readers or picking a reading, do your homework. Like, have a look back through their readings and actually find what their, you know, what their niche is. What are they reading on? Are they self-development? Are they wanting to talk about karmics? Are they, do they specialize in mediumship? Do they, you know, there's so many different personalities that you can have a reading from. On to, who's this? Lie, subjective truths, the New Age pagan way. I don't do religion. I'm spiritual, the New Age pagan way, but I religiously follow all the rules. The New Age pagan way. Everyone has their way, don't they? That's what I'm getting at. Your books, I'm not quite understanding what you mean there. Oh, your book's man-made, as in like religion. Yeah, no, I get it. Brilliant. So where was I? Yeah, so I mean, like, obviously this, the captain of the starship has just prompted that if a reader is religious, non-religious, like, that makes a big difference. Basically, you're taking information and energy on from someone who has a belief system. So that belief system is going to come through their reading. I'm not going to say that I'm any different to that, because obviously I have a belief system. What I don't do is fortune tell, because I don't think that that's correct, because you're messing with people's fate. So say, for example, you have a reader that's saying that you're going to meet someone in 3 weeks, right? What you will do is you will imprint that into your mind, right? And in a certain frame of time, you're going to say meet someone and assign a meaning to someone that may not have meaning at all. So fortune, like, say, for example, you know, someone's saying that you're going to have 3 kids, or that you're going to meet someone on holiday, blah, blah, blah. You may meet someone on holiday, and it may help you to almost like build a future with someone, because it's now imprinted into your brain that you weren't even meant to coincide with. Yeah. So it changes your reality. So just be careful about what you're listening to. Okay. What I try and do, and what my belief system is that we work in the present, we work in the now and with the past. So when you're watching readings, if you're resonating with the energy that is coming through and that is being channeled, that's helpful. But you're not going to resonate with everything because it's a general reading. And it doesn't mean that it's not for you. Okay. So one of the other tips I can say is like, just have a reading on in the background, right? While you're doing something, don't stop and actually pay attention to the reading, right? Just have it on while you're cooking or something like that, or going about your business. And then if it starts to resonate with you, then actually stop what you're doing and pay attention to it and take notes. And take everything that you can from the reading. Like I always say, if you're in this neck of the woods, then everything that happens in the reading is for the reading. Like whether it's a comment that somebody puts on there, or whether it's a noise, the door slams, the phone rings, whatever it is, all of it is for the message. All of it is part of the reading. And pay attention if it resonates, because then it's going to do some good. But what I will say is the only way that you are going to get a sure, absolute clarity of a reading is to book a personal, because the difference is monumental, like monumental difference between a personal and a general. Like it's polar opposites. Because, and speaking from reader, having to deliver the message, I literally skim over the top of the energy like that. Literally. It's very superficial, very, very superficial. When you have a personal, it's right in the thick of it. It is a message designed for you. And if it's anything like the reading that I did the other day, you could get a parent coming through, you can get an ancestor coming through, you can get a guide giving you a message, and it's just for you. Okay. So build a rapport with a reader. And that's really the only reason why you should be watching general readings, because if you are taking information from a general reading that sort of kind of half resonates, then maybe that's not going to be very helpful for you. So I do these readings, this free content, because I have an intention personally to grow the channel, and also to get my deck out there, obviously, so that people can do their own readings. My intention is to make myself obsolete, because everyone has the power to be able to do what I do. Everyone has the power to use their own intuition. And that is what I want from doing the readings. So when I do a personal, that's what I would like. I want that person to go away and start using their own intuition and their own knowing, and, get them back on the rails, get them back on the, so they're back in tune with themselves. That is my intention as a reader. I don't think that there's a lot of readers that want you to do that, because they want big followings. They want the money from YouTube. They want, they want lots and lots of people watching their readings. And I don't understand how, I'm not going to sit here and slag anybody off. That it's just different readers out there, and it's just best to go with your gut. Let me just have a read. I can go all in saying the difference. It's not saying things that are fortunate. If I am your only viewer at this moment, do you have thoughts on tarot readers and astrologers who've run from the space, saying essentially that it's all dark masquerading as light? I think that's a really good question, actually. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that question. My thoughts is that they're running away from themselves. I think once you bring ego into divination of any description, whether it's cards or you're a priest, or you're holding space for people, you're a breathwork coach, whatever it is, As soon as you bring the ego in, you bring in the darkness. And I think that it's the integrity and the discipline and the consistency of the individual that personally that I would look for in regards to, you know, being a teacher or anything like that with, or that I would listen to. Because if you're anywhere near slightly spiritual, you understand that it's a knife edge between, you know, the light and the dark, the good and the bad. Everyone can be a complete and utter arsehole if they choose to be. And I think that we have to be really truthful and honest with ourselves that that's the case. You know, like, why is anybody doing anything? You know, like, that's why I make my intentions clear for the channel, is because I do want to sell, you know, this divination tool. Why do I want to sell it? Because I've seen it work. It's helped me. It helped, you know, it healed me in the making of it. And I've seen it help so many other people. That's my intention. I've put it, and also just to go on a little bit, like, I put it at a price that was more than other oracle decks, because it's an art form. It's a piece of art. You know, like, it's not just something that you could be using as a divination tool. I'm an artist. So, you know, everyone has their own intentions as to why they're doing things. You know, if someone has an intention to have a really high following, genuinely, that would be, they will read to get a high following, which means high drama. They'll post, you know, thumbnails that all, you know, you must watch this, or, you know, fear people into watching their readings, because more people will turn towards fear. So, you know, you're saying that I can get you especially about pride or ego, but have you watched any of their reports or testimonies? This is a free reading. It will be a free reading. I'm just I am going to read. I'm just chatting on a bit. You're saying that, and I get you especially about pride and ego, but have you watched any of their reports or testimonies? I think the only way that I can answer that honestly as a reader, I've been reading for well over 5 years now, and I can't even count how many personals I've done. Like, it's insane. And every single one of them has been different. And I believe that to be a skill for me as a reader, to have every single one of them be completely different, because that means that I'm picking up on their energy. What I find is what I was sort of saying about before, that if someone has a very strong belief system, they will put that all over their reading. Like, for example, if someone believes in angels, then that's how they will talk. They will say, your angels are here, your, you know, Angel Raphael or whatever, you know, like, that's their belief system. And I think as a channel, you should aim to be as clear a vessel as possible. Like, I can only speak from the way that I read, though, because I can only say my intentions for my readings. But I mean, like, I ask for reviews, and I say, like, you know, write them anonymously, so they're honest. And every single review is different. You know, someone gets something completely different out of it. Like, a guy that I read for this week, his dead mum came through and gave him a very clear message, and that's what he needed. You know, and to be honest, some people need to have a bad experience with reading. It's what they need. Like, sometimes we think that we know what we need, and we actually don't. We actually don't. And I can say that from my own experience as well. Let me just read this. Any free readings? I'm here from India. I want you to check in the divine will give me actually a fair chance to connect again. We are in contact. We have potential with it work out. That leads me on really nicely. I don't read for relationships. I don't spy on people. I won't tell you about your relationships. I tell you about you. Like that's I'm not the reader that you want if you want to hear about your ex or things like that. Like, I have to be really honest, that's not something that I do. I read for the present, I read for where you are, and I want the best for you. And sometimes that means concentrating on you. Well, that always means concentrating on you. But that's enough of me gabbing on. I am going to get some energy in for this reading. Let me just have a quick slurp of tea. Thank you for being so patient. And thank you for the great questions. Captain of the Starship. Great name. This is the captain of your ship. Calling. Do you know that one? Is it on an advert? It's time to get your something on board. Right, no, we'll do that again. So should we have two? We'll have two. We shall have two. Okay, so we've got wind. So this is this could be a thought process that is being pulled around by people's expectations, people's opinions, being swayed. This could be your confidence sort of ebbing and flowing. Excuse me. The way that you see yourself. Excuse me. I do apologize. And we have soil. So this is a beginning of a project. The sun is rising. I'm hearing something is opening up. I'll just get some energy in to tell me about the wind. I feel like you may be holding on to something. Yeah, straight away. So 10 of Hearts in the reverse is maybe a loss of love, loss of a relationship, loss of there could be an element of you trying to decide whether this was a bad investment. You're still undecided. This could have been like a family unit. It could have been like a passion project, something that you put a lot of time and effort into. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I stay? Should I go? I always hear that Clash song. Do I stay or should I go now? Okay, so we've got the 3 of Hearts in the reverse. That's been coming out a lot, actually. What am I getting from that? Let me just have a look. Should I stay or should I go now? Ooh. When appearing reverse, this card can indicate that social events and friend groups might have taken up too much of your time recently, and you can find yourself craving some alone time. Either that, or you are already feeling isolated from people through loss of friendship or burying yourself in work. You might find yourself indulging in destructive behaviors to escape, such as drugs or alcohol, extramarital affairs, or other gifts to yourself to try to compensate for your lack of balance, connection, and meaningful relationships. Take the time to step back and reconnect to those you love and who mean most to you. Okay, so that's definitely keeping on the theme of being swayed in out, and also the lack of like a loving connection, whether this is group, and was this a bad investment or not. So that's pretty much in the same narrative. I think it's really interesting that it was saying about gifts to self, you know, to soothe. I think that's really interesting. I'm going to read into that. We'll come back to that. So we're going to go over to the soil, because I feel like this is something that is wanting to, I'm going to do that again because that's too many. Something that is wanting to expand. There's a new horizon. Something is growing. The cards actually feel quite light and bouncy this morning. So there's definitely a new energy that is present. Okay. So we've got the King of Coins in the reverse. So a loss of stability, a loss of power, a loss of they're two very different energies. 10 of Scepters. Very strange. Feel like they're completely different energies. I'm going to read that card. Bear with me just a second. And the book opens exactly. Right, are you ready? Oh God, what have I done to my hair? As both a lover and a fighter, Orion endlessly clashes with beasts of all kinds, monsters, creatures, and lust. As son of Poseidon, he was gifted with the ability to walk on water. On a remote island where his reputation did not precede him, his affections were not returned by the Princess Merope. Despite his handsome and charming nature, the king blinded Orion as he continued pursuing Merope and cast him out as punishment. Helios restored his eyesight when he travelled far enough away to no longer bother her. Vision restored and adequately chastised for his behaviour, he returned his energy to the hunt. The more success he met, the larger his ego grew, and he proclaimed he would kill every animal in the world. He met his end, however, during the fight against Scorpius, and both are placed in the night sky far from each other as to prevent them from clashing again. So oppression, struggle, intense labor. When this card is upright, the weight of your emotional or creative baggage has become too much for you to bear. You may have gotten cocky and taken on more than you are able to handle with your resources you had, or you may be taking on other people's burdens along with your own. Your focus on your end result and success has caused you to pick fight with matters that did not help in your struggle to achieve your goal. In fact, your success has resulted in a huge blow to your health and relationships. Prioritize your health and well-being first before you take on more work, problems, or struggles. There's no pride in exploiting yourself. Wow. There you go. That is a message for you and me. I'm taking that as well. So this, where we were going in this energy, that card is so prominent. I'm going to read on that because that's some big energy that's coming in. Okay, so we had a loss of stability, but then we've also got this new energy that's coming in, right? This is a new horizon, a new way of doing things. And with this 10 of Scepters sitting on the top of all this energy, it's like, okay, so we attached ourselves and maybe tried to support someone who, you know, needed our energy at a time, right? I feel like what is happening is that we need to be diligently and consistently focusing on us. It's almost like asking us to be not selfish. That's not the word that I feel inspired to use. It's I'm hearing just don't give it away for free. So we've got the 5 of spikes and the 9 of spikes in the reverse. And this is what we are saying no to. Okay. Lots of grayness. Now, what I'm getting from that is literally grey energy. So if someone is not certain, if someone is confused, if someone is in and out with their energy, it's a firm no. Yeah. So maybe in the past there could have been what's the word I'm looking for? I'm hearing micromanaging. We could have stayed a little bit too long and tried to micromanage. So we could have been in we're taking on too much of other people's shit. So I'm going to put it like that. that is the message. Taking on too much shit from other people. What I am going to do is just quickly get a little bit from this 9 of spikes, because they're asking me to delve into that just a little bit more. Right. Okay. So this is a self-fulfilling prophecy, overcomplicating things and secrets. And then we've got making amends, reconciliation, and raw emotion. So this is the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is the confused. Yeah, this is the grey, because it doesn't really make sense. It's like somebody coming in to apologize and then literally not doing anything in their actions to, go forward with the apology. It's like somebody, telling you that you're the best thing in this sliced bread and then treating you very poorly. Like it's not. It's this, as my friend Katie would say, the math ain't mathing. Yeah. And when the math ain't mathing, we need to put that down. Okay. So the way that I'm reading it is, this is something that you have carried. Yeah. Other people's expectations. I mean, I can go right back to the wind card at the top. We're being swayed by other people's expectations of us. Like, it's hard to say no. It's hard to say to someone, I'm not interested. It's hard to say to someone, you're not making sense to me at the moment. Like there's that fear of not being accepted because we might want to question something. We might feel like, they're showing me like a horse, like padding around, like like eggshelling and tiptoeing around people because you don't want to ask a question that may lead to a conflict or something like that. Like it will be different for every single one of you, but it's the energy of this grey matter is taking on for other people, like not letting people sort themselves out, and it's causing problems with, there's an accountability thing going on here. I'm going to go straight into old school tarot. I'm getting like a lot of tension, like in my eyebrow and third eye. Like it's almost like your intuition knows straight away, and then for some reason you bypass it. That's what I'm getting from that. So let's read on. Can you give me some more information on this? The 10 of Hearts investment. 10 of Hearts investment. Justice. Okay. Here you are. there's a situation that you want to right, right? Sometimes when things come out of my mouth, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. I hope it does. So the Justice card is here, wanting to balance out this situation, right? We had the investment card like this, right? It's neither here nor there. Was it a bad investment? Was it a good investment? I don't really know. It's just sitting sideways at the moment. But there could be a feeling of like, I put so much effort into this and I don't think that I've got anything out of it. And now there is a feeling of wanting to like find peace with it. Let me just get another card out. There's still a sense of longing for it. There's still a sense of longing for it. Like, why is it hard to put down? Why is it hard to balance it? Why is it... Can I have a nice clear message, please? Nice clear message. Okay. So we've got the 8 of Cups sideways. So it's basically saying the same thing. Should I stay or should I go? That is the constant message of this reading. Should I stay or should I go? Right? This grey matter, let me show you. Can you see on the reading? Let me move you around so you can see. So you've got the investment card there, which is moving sideways. And then you've got this 8 of Cups going sideways. This is the grey matter. And this is your balance joining you together like a bridge. Should I stay or should I go? Should I find peace or should I keep continuing with this energy that's in, out, in, out, in, out, confused, right? That's something that you are working on currently. Should I stay in this situation that doesn't feel wholeheartedly aligned, right? The question is why? 7 of Cups just popped out there. There could be too many options. I don't know which one to pick. There could be deception. So we've gone backwards from the 8 of Cups to the 7 of Cups. There's definitely some confusion going on because my third eye is like proper twitching. Okay, well, that's pretty obvious. The Lovers in reverse and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so this is the Lovers doesn't necessarily have to be about a romantic partnership. I can't show you on the screen because they're naked and YouTube will tell me off. But the Lovers are here in the reverse and it's a bad choice that doesn't suit you. Like the Lovers is all about choices. It's Gemini energy. It's either one or the other. It's that polarity. You are either in or you're out. And the reason why this confusion energy is showing up is because you're not being balanced and having justice for yourself. Like if someone is showing you that they are not aligned with you, why are you still there? That's the question. There is the Knight of Swords in the reverse just screams cruelty to me. Like every time I get the Knight of Swords in the reverse, that is the only word that I can think of. It's cruelty. And for me, the thought processes that can come from cruelty are so fast moving and they literally like attack at 100 miles an hour. Like as soon as you have decided that you made a bad choice, your brain goes, you're an idiot, you do this all the time, blah, 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 you know, and you just spiral off into fucking no man's land. Like the Knight of Swords is a really fast moving energy. You can see him courageously leaping, you know, sword aloft. In the reverse, this is cruelty, and it comes fast. So, you know, these illusions that you may be creating for yourself are coming from this. Soon as you say, I made a bad choice, it's like you fucked it. And I don't I don't mean like you fucked your life. I mean like it starts a process. It starts the mind going off on one. The Justice card is saying, you know, like balance this stuff out. Yes, there were some bad choices made, but there was also some absolutely amazing choices made. You know, there could be something from childhood here about making, you know, the right choices for yourself. Maybe your parents couldn't make the right choices for you. Page of Wands in the reverse. Now, me talking about childhood and that just popping out, that's I would take that as a bit of a synchronicity. The Page of Wands for me is all about childhood and curiosity. Excuse me. Excuse me. I feel like I feel like Dumbo. Do you know when he gets drunk? There's something about that. This is about maybe parents not being able to make good choices for you. You know, like if you're anything like me, I was drinking from when I was really, really young, like really, really young. And that's what it makes that's what this hiccup in is making me think Dumbo getting drunk. Have you seen the film, Disney film? It's brilliant. The bit where he gets drunk with the mouse. But it's because nobody's watching him, nobody's looking after him. He's out on his own, like, and he's upset and he's depressed and he makes bad choices. And that's what this card up here was about. What I read out earlier about giving gifts to yourself and making bad choices because you're lonely or that you're feeling bad about yourself. It's like you're gifting yourself and trying to soothe yourself because of these bad choices that you've made. Yeah. And it's like, look far back, look into the beginning. Who was making the bad choices? You know, where have you learned to do this self-soothing? That's what this is about. This is about self-soothing. Why do you choose to keep putting so much time and energy into people that are not aligned with who you are? They're just they just said you sugarcoat things. Like I absolutely do that. As a Sagittarius, I'm like forever the optimist. It's like someone could smack me in the face and I'm like, oh, but they didn't mean to. Everything's okay. You know, like it's you know, you can be, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being an optimist at all. But it can also be a wound as well. It can absolutely be from a very wounded place, you know, like giving people too much rope. They will always fucking hang themselves. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles here. This is legacy. This is future, you know, future. What am I getting from that? Let me just see a bit more on that before I go into that. If you haven't done already, please like and subscribe and do all that wonderful stuff. I know we're 45 minutes in and we're not even into a reading yet. I will timestamp when I actually started the reading. I think it was about 20 minutes in or something like that. But yeah, please do like and subscribe. Help a channel grow. That is my intention. And obviously it's a really lovely fair energy exchange for the free reading that I'm putting out into the world. So we've got the Death card. There is a big transition that is happening for you at the moment. That's What am I getting from that? We haven't even had to look at the new beginning. Freaking hell. So, okay. Death cards lead straight onto the Fool card. Like, you couldn't get any more of a powerful, like, this is going back to this energy. So you've got soil at the top, which is all about new horizons, new day, new plans, new energy. It's all new. Yeah. Which can feel incredibly daunting. And that's this energy. So we're cycling back through the same message. There is a big transition happening for you at the moment, and it is leading to a lovely new beginning, okay? Where you're going to feel lighter, more confident, and it's going to come from putting down everybody else's stuff. That's how you're going to get lighter. Death energy, basically, death is not a bad thing. It's a completely like getting tongue-tied. Like, think about the way mushrooms and fungi work, right? It eats off dead stuff. Life comes from death. Like, letting something go and letting something end actually leads very nicely, and they're saying strategically. It's not a word I would normally put there, but we'll go with that. That's what they're telling me to say. Onto something else. So let's go back to this 10 of Pentacles. What's all this about? 10 of Pentacles, please tell me more about the 10 of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Okay, so this is what I was banging on about before. This is you actually articulating yourself and how you feel. If someone is confusing you, it's about stepping forward and saying, this feels really confusing to me. Can you clarify, or saying to someone, you've hurt me. When you said that, it hurt me. Did you mean to say that? Like, this isn't just about coming forward and telling people that you love them and that, you like them and you think that they're great. This is also communicating your other emotions. Hello, lovelies. Are you here for questions, please? I could absolutely do a couple of questions at the end. I'm not going to do them in the middle of the reading, though, because I'm in flow. But yes, I will do a couple at the end, if you like. So we've got Page of Cups here. This is about you articulating openly and expressing how you feel to the people around you. This isn't biting your lip. This is not, I'll say it later. That's none of that. This is about expressing yourself in the moment, and not in a way that's blaming people or anything like that. It's a fine art to communicate yourself in a constructive way. It is an art form, and it's something that we're not taught. Especially as children, we are not taught, because our parents never spoke to us in like emotional intelligence. They couldn't articulate themselves. Well, most parents anyway. There are some absolutely amazing parents out there, but generally children are not spoken to in a way that helps them understand emotional intelligence. And often when we have communicated our feelings as children, they're often rebuffed, or, it's not that way. So this is about letting go. I asked about this 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups came out. I feel like you have to be a bit more sure about what you're wanting to build in this legacy of yours. Like, say, for example, you want kids in your future, right? If you started dating someone, then why not say, I'm starting this relationship because I want a family and children? Like, why would you not do that? Like, we don't want to scare people away, and we don't want to be left alone, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, you want to scare those people away. Like, if they don't want children and they're scared to even talk about it, like, that's not someone that you want to settle down with. So it's a good thing that you scare them away. It's just like it's revamping the way that we believe that relationships work, and dealing with the wounds and, the abandonment issues that keep us from saying our truth and keep us from articulating what's going on for us in the moment. Because if we express exactly what we want for our legacy and our family and our future, and someone ghosts us and disappears, it's like, thank you, you've given me the answer. But instead, obviously, in our culture, we're taught, like, that's a really bad thing and they've abandoned us, and oh my God, isn't that the worst thing in the world? And it's like, no, no, no. They did exactly that. Is communication. The fact that they fucked off is like, yes, thank you. That's my answer. I will now go and look for someone who actually can have an adult conversation about what they want in their future. Thank you very much. Like, it's just that reprogramming of different situations in our life that is so much more helpful and nurturing and healthy. Let's have a look. Sorry for the interruption, didn't realize this was a general reading. Respectful silence and attentive listening from now on. Oh no, it's fine. I do really like it when people interact. It's lovely to be able to have you here, and yeah, I do love it. But when I'm in flow, the only reason why I don't reply is because I'm channeling, I'm watching the cards and all that kind of stuff. So I always apologize that I haven't seen messages and things. But yeah, please interact, talk to each other. It's a community. You don't just have to talk to me. There's some lovely people on here as well. I think there's 4 people in. Wow. Yeah, talk to each other, talk amongst yourselves. So I feel like where I was going with this is letting go of the idea that these sort of bad investments from the past, were they bad investments, or were you learning what you want and what you don't want and all that kind of stuff? Well, there you go. That's saying it again. So we've got a good investment. This is the investment cards in the upright. This is a good investment. The sun in the reverse is something that is very, damaging. To find balance. Like, in our culture, freaking films, the media, like, we're just bombarded by these, really high romance, high octane, dopamine frenzied relationships that we're all, we're just completely indoctrinated by them, right? And everything always works out, and there's always a fucking happy ending. And, like, people are traveling from one side of the earth to the other just to, have a kiss on a bridge or whatever, like, it's just so highly dramatized. And this is what I was saying about readings, because they want people to watch. They want your attention. That is what they want. So they will create and dramatize lives and, spin webs to keep you interacting. Like, but that's not live. It's not live. It's not real. Like, it's just for films. It's just to keep you entertained. It's entertainment. Relationships aren't entertainment. They take work, and they take discipline, and they take courage. And every single time that you're opening your heart and being honest and expressing yourself, that is the work. That is the balance. And it's all a learning process. Like, you have to kiss however many frogs. Like, the universe is not going to just give you what you want. The universe is also going to give you what you don't want, so that you can say no. But if you tolerate, the universe is like, oh, okay, so they're making do. They want that. They're sticking around. Like, okay, well, I'll give them more of that. And it's like, these cards here are saying the investment was the fact that it devastated you, so that you can have balance, so that now you can go, I understand. The balance in my life is not picking that. You know, like if you're going through the same cycles of relationships over and over again, like that's you. And if you are on Instagram, most of the bloody influencers and stuff will say, oh, it's a narcissist's fault, blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. If you're attracting that into your life, that is everything to do with you, I'm afraid. Like, where are your boundaries? Where is your intuition? Why aren't you cutting somebody off? Like, the red flags are there. They really are. They really, 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 really are. And I speak from my own experience of that. You absolutely did see them. They were waving them really high. You just decided that you could put up with it. And that's what's going on right at the top of the reading, is the fact that I'm so, so glad I'm here. Oh, that's a lovely thing to say. Makes sense. The general is resonating too. Nice to be with someone else. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for that. That's a really nice comment. This is bang on the money. Yeah. Yeah. Can I just say out loud, I love doing this job. I absolutely love doing this job. It's not a job for me. It's just such an honor and a pleasure. Like, my personal readings, oh my good God, like I feel so humbly blessed to be able to do this with people. Like, I love it. I love meeting you all. I love doing this job. I love connecting with the energy. I just love it. And I'm just so, so grateful. Thank you for being here. Like, and to get comments like that, like to be seen, is just fantastic. So thank you very much. I'm going to blub now. So this balance, let's go back to this balance. Let's have a look at this balance. I might actually change decks. Shall we change decks? This one is actually calling me, so we're going to move over to that one. Like they're showing me on this. They're showing me on this card. Like, this could be coins, right? This could also be crumbs. It's like, why? Ask yourself why. No, that's not what they're saying. They're saying, what is the belief system that you are mistaking the breadcrumbs for coins? You know, like the energy that someone around you is giving you, or you're in a relationship, whether this is work, friendship, you know, like a romantic relationship, whatever it is. Why do breadcrumbs look so good to you? Can I have less, please? That's quite a lot. Can we have a nice clear message? I want to go back to this Six of Cups. There you go. This is the aim. This is the aim. Sixes are the aim. Sixes are balance. Sixes are reciprocal energy. Everyone, all like in media, 666, it's like the devil. Doesn't even make any sense. The devil doesn't exist. The devil is God's opponent. I've done some videos about this, like rewriting Genesis and rewriting the Bible. So interesting. I love it. Like, if you look at the words for Satan and all that kind of stuff, like in Hebrew, it's an interpretation. It's the words have been changed. The meaning has been changed to add more and more fear. Like we were talking about right at the top of the reading, we were talking about how religion, the book, is man-made. It's man-made. Like being balanced in your relationships is the aim. Giving to each other, sharing energy. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same kind of energy, but it's like, what am I getting out of this? What is this doing to me? How is this making me feel? Like they're such valid points. That the honesty and integrity, that's my intention. So thank you for seeing me clearly. That's really lovely. Stick around, you can be part of the tribe. So we've got Knight of Cups in the reverse. This is a lack of romance, and this isn't from another person, this is from you. Like, can you see yourself? Can you see yourself? Can you see the different aspects of self? Like the Two of Cups, all the readers read Two of Cups as in, like a loving relationship, a divine relationship. But you can't have that if you're not in divine relationship with yourself. It's that simple. Like on this card, there's, it's two men, right? But look how different they are. There's different aspects of self. Like the light, the shadow, the fun, the boring, the introvert, the extrovert. It's like there's so many different characteristics of self, so many different personalities wrapped up in one person. If you can't accept all those different parts of yourself, then how can somebody else? Because if you're hiding aspects of self, then you're not bringing your full self to a relationship. There's the reconciliation work that I do with people is like some of my favorite work, and to reconcile with yourself is the first stage. Reconciling is bringing something that is fragmented back together. Your most authentic truth. Like, so many people don't even know what that is. They've never had a test drive at being their most authentic self, like even communicating in the way that they need to communicate. Yeah, I am sticking around, absolutely. Yeah, there you go. See, from the oldest story we have. I also wondered why the author of the deck picked those two rather than more conventional unfair. I think that, like, if you look through, I'll just talk about this. This is one of my favorite decks that I use, and the reason why is because I love myths and legends, and the romantic couples that they have put on the cards are on different cards. So the author's like moved the different kind of relationships around, and I think it's more fitting to what the cards actually mean. So the stories that she's actually picked for, I mean, like, I love that the buffalo woman is the Hierophant, because normally it's a man. So I love, like, I've got a lot of time for this artist. And also, Ace of Coins, there's an opportunity there that's just fell out. This is my favorite deck. It's the where's the box? The Unveiled Tarot. Best tarot I've ever bought. Best. If you're interested in tarot, best. This artist actually says in the book that he's put in there that he knows absolutely nothing about tarot. Nothing about tarot. And for me, he's done the best cards. Love them. So if anyone's interested in getting themselves a the tarot deck. So we've got the Ace of Coins here, which is brand new opportunity that's coming in. And I feel like we're going right back to this beginning. Can you see the thorns and the growing greenery down at the bottom? We've got the same on this card. I feel like this new beginning, this new abundance, this new opportunity is literally just from letting something go. It's not from pulling something in. It's not from attaining something else. I feel like the differences in your life are going to accelerate at a rate of knots just from pulling back your energy from anything that is no longer aligned or serving you. Like time and energy being given to people, places and things that just aren't satiating. Your personal fairy tale. That's really interesting. Okay, so we have the moon in the reverse. And this is literally just like amping on the same message of you actually expressing yourself. So the moon in the upright is secrets and keeping things close to your chest and, you know, keeping things in the dark. This is you expressing all. This is you letting everything out. This is you splurging, basically, and being unafraid to. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Ah. Oh, okay, I understand this now. So the Ace of Cups in the reverse flew out on top of the Ace of Coins in the upright. This is the opportunity. This is what I was saying. This is creating the balance. Expressing yourself about the things that you don't like is just as important as expressing yourself on the things that you do like. Yeah. I feel like this is Knight of Wands. Okay, so we've got 3 knights out here that are all in the reverse. I feel like there could possibly be 3 things. If you can think about this in regards to your life, whatever this resonates for you. 3 things in your life that you don't like about your life at this current moment in time. They are the things to work on. And that's all I'm going to say because it's different for every single. Now we've got the Empress in reverse. So I'm going to shove her right in the middle of the reading because these 3 things that are in your life that you're giving energy to is draining your resources, whether that's your health, whether that is your money, your time, your abundance, like it's all the same thing. This giving your energy to something that is not stable, as in like it could be someone that's confusing, it could be someone that isn't consistent, whatever it is, this is taking pleasure. It's taking pleasure, it's taking passion, it's taking forward movement. So the 3 things for each of you, I would set about pulling your energy back. I've got the Death card again. I'm not going to take those ones because they didn't fall out. It's time to let it go. I feel like this is, if you haven't had a look at your star signs for the Leo, go on. If you haven't had a look at your star signs for leading up to the Lion's Gate, I suggest that you do, because I feel like there's going to be something in there that will resonate a little deeper than maybe this reading. Right. Let's have less, please. That's exactly right. There you go. Love that for you. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, wow. So now we've got the Emperor. So in a row, we had the Empress in reverse and we've got the Emperor in the upright. That's a nice, clear message for somebody. A very nice, clear message for somebody. The Emperor is here to take charge of the situation, right? Feminine energy needs a place to fill up. If you can imagine the Empress is water and the Emperor is the cup, yeah? The water can't be poured into nothingness. It has to be poured into a vessel. So the Emperor is here to provide the vessel, yeah? So this is you creating structure. This is you being disciplined. This is you using this strategic mindset, you know, like, and having discipline and consistency to say, right, this does not serve me. What is this giving me? And also, and you can even make lists and things like this person, place, or thing. What is this doing for me at the moment? Is it making me sad? Is it taking my money? Is it making me feel down constantly? Am I constantly regretting? Am I constantly questioning myself? Like, what is this doing for me? And if it doesn't serve a purpose, then it does need to go. And the Emperor is here to say, I'm going to cut this shit off. Only the truest king can pull the sword from the anvil. Yeah. This is the sword of truth. This is you pulling your truth out. And then what will happen is the Empress will be able to turn around into the upright because she will be able to come in and fill the space that you have now created. Yeah. So maybe there's a lack of energy. Maybe there's a lack of abundance. Maybe there's a lack of free flowing, unconditional love in your life. That will all come back from you actually creating the space for it to come into. Yeah. Creating the vessel. I hope that helps. Right. I am going to leave it there because this is probably the longest reading that I've done on this channel. I'm going to get you an oracle to close. Love to finish on the Empress and the Emperor. This Two of Cups. I mean, I could make that into a romantic reading, but I'm going to leave that for your interpretation. Whatever resonates for you in this general reading. And thank you for sticking around. And if you haven't done already, please like and subscribe. It does massively help me to channel energy effectively for you and give you a clear reading. And obviously it helps the channel to grow. So with the free content, it's a good energy exchange. I do feel like I'm repeating myself all the time with that, but I think it's just something that is helpful, really. Right, that's too many, isn't it? Come on, let's have a nice clear message. And it's always great to hear how the reading resonated for you. And if you would like to book a personal or buy a oracle deck, then you can find all the details in the description box on the main page. Excuse me. Ooh, what have we got? Exchange energy to create abundance. There you go. I love it when the oracles double down on the message. There you go. What are you trading? What are you getting for your energy? Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. So this was right at the top of the reading when there was a need to rest before you move forward. So this could be a time of actually sitting down and having a look through your life and seeing what needs to go and what needs to stay, what feels good and what doesn't. So a little bit of time for reflection. I've really enjoyed that this morning. Thank you for everyone that joined. Excuse me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I hope to read for you again very soon. And if you haven't done already, I'm sure that I did say there's fresh star signs out there. So if you want to go and watch your sun, moon and rising, just to get, sorry, my throat's gone on tickly. I'm going to end up coughing, which is not nice for you guys. Trying to keep in my dulcet tones. Oh, well, yes, I will, because I did promise. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Do you want masculine or feminine energy? I did say I was going to do some questions, didn't I? Do you want masculine or feminine energy? Oh, actually, saying that, if you want to, you'll let me pick. If you want to make a donation, I'll just put my PayPal address on there. .co.uk. There you go. If you want to make a donation, you can do to the PayPal account. That'd be really nice. Thank you so much. And what do you want to ask me? Go. I'm not going to tell you about exes, by the way. I've had lots of readings where people have asked me about their exes, and I'm like, nope, don't do that. I'll just wait for question. I'm an abundance coach, so that's probably the wrong question to ask me. That's hilarious. So should you go to a festival? Let me. Should I stay or should I go now? Best question. We got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Sorry, King of Swords in the reverse. Can we have an answer for the question? Oh, there's something that flipped over. There you go. Okay, so your enlightenment for this answer to the question, so is not going to come from your logical mind. So how I would answer this is abundance. If you're stuck like as abundance coach, your business is going to flourish from you actually being in a playful, happy state, in flow state. So if your emotional fulfillment is going to rise from going to the festival, you could meet someone that could help your business, whatever, like you're opening yourself up to lots of other abundance and options. It's not just about, like the logical mind can't understand all of what's needed for your business. Like, yeah, I need to stay at home, and yeah, I need to put adverts out, and yeah, I need to make sure that I'm paying my bills and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's part of it, but that's not the whole thing. So the Hermit card for me is about enlightenment. Enlightenment doesn't necessarily come from your logical mind. Do you want more? Like the main thing from that whole reading, should I stay or should I go, is there emotional fulfillment there? Is it fulfilling me? Is it, you know, well, there we go. Such a clear message. Oh my God, that just fell out the bottom of the deck. Oh my God, that's such a clear message. The Ace of Cups, that's your emotional fulfillment. Oh my God, I loved it. This is so good. There you go. I said, do you need any more? And you were like, yeah, we'll have another card. That's your answer. Is it going to be emotionally fulfilling for you? Ta-da. Do you know what? Something that happened to me. I came back from a festival. And I had another event to go straight away to, and I was like, I'm not going to book tickets for the second event because I don't know how I'm going to feel like after holding space for a week. So I didn't book a ticket, and I got back, and the universe was like, you need to go to this other event. Like you're high energy, you need to go. And I was like, oh my God, all the tickets have sold out. I haven't got a camping ticket, haven't got a weekend pass. Like I can't go. So I just phoned somebody up that I knew, and I was like, do you know anyone with tickets to go? And he was like, oh yeah, funnily enough, someone's literally just put on a group message that they've got a camping ticket. Ended up phoning them, the person who'd put the advert on. Not only did they had a camping ticket, but they had a whole weekend pass. So I got into the event for free and paid like 30 quid for a camping ticket and ended up going to the event. Like, it happens. You will find a way, and that's the point of abundance, is that as soon as you say yeah, and soon as like you get that feeling that you're meant to be somewhere, like the universe opens up for you. And that's not logical. Like there were no tickets. There was nothing happening. I didn't know any, it would have cost me a small fortune to go. So if it is going to give you emotional fulfillment and you're going to get so much from it, then that's worth more than the money that you pay, because you're going to be so much more fulfilled going into your work and your job. I hope that helps. But that is just the best message ever. I love how that came out. Has anyone else got a question? I'm feeling in the mood to do another one if anyone wants to throw another question out. Otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, you've got more. Okay, go on then. Ask a question. How is everybody anyway? We've got 4 people in the house. How is everybody? Everyone else is being very quiet. I don't want to be greedy. Well, in the time that someone else might ask a question, you can ask yours. Sometimes it's helpful for people to hear other people's questions anyway, because sometimes they're here for the same information. So maybe that is a question. Kiki, yes, you can ask a question, Sweet Pea. I'm just going to finish off this one. So maybe that is a question. Leo, man. Leo, man. I feel like I already know what's going to come out of these cards. So I'm going to, let's see. Well, the first thing is get out of your head about it. Right, okay. The what I was going to say before doing the cards was the fact that you're questioning it is like that anyway. And the Eight of Swords here in the verse is saying like get out of your head about it. Like the more that you think about it, the more and more that you question it, the more and more that it can come to, you know, like your thoughts are things. If you're spiraling around, is it not? Is it not? It's like let it go, okay? And then basically the cards are coming out saying if you're building a like fortune telling yourself, it can't move anyway. If you're basically like making judgment on it, if you're making judgment on it saying it is this or it's not this, it's like it can't formulate into the thing that it actually is. Like if it's there's something that you're missing. Emotional fulfillment. This is the Ace of Cups sitting here. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. Stop trying to think your way through it. Emotional fulfillment is your guide at this precise moment in time. And take it really slow. Really, really slow. Really, really slow. I hope that helps. All. Emotional fulfillment, all. That's what should be guiding us. Yeah. Like the way to feel, you know, your way through relationships is how is it making you feel like with when you're with them and when you're not with them. Like if you're constantly confused and asking yourself questions and stuck in your head, that's not for you. Oh. Yeah, I get you. I mean, like this is. I'm not going to give personal opinions about your relationship. I would just say, like, how is it making you feel? Like, is it fulfilling to have a relationship with someone that's so far away for so long? You know, I mean, like on the Four of Cups, there was that missing cup, something that you're not seeing. You know, like that's a good question for yourself. Is like, is it fulfilling? The type of relationship that you're having, or do you want someone who's, you know, who lives in the next town to you that you can see, you know, every few days or whatever, you know, like that's you know, is that what your emotional fulfillment looks like? Like I had a long distance relationship when I was younger and I would never ever do it again. Do you know what? I'm just going to answer for like everyone, including Kiki asking the message. Like the whole premise of the reading was, should I stay or should I go? Right? I'm not going to ask the cards whether you should stay or you should go, because the whole reading was about doing what is right for you, and I can't tell you that as a reader. Like, your emotional fulfillment is something that only you can dial into. Like, what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, what lights you up. Like that, this is the reason why I don't read on like exes and partners and things like that, is because don't outsource your emotional fulfillment and your dial and your intuition to other people. Like, not even me. Like, I don't want to be that for anybody. Like, that's it. Like, I can read and the cards will say in a roundabout way, right? And then say in 6 months' time, when something happens with your relationship, you're going to come back to this reading and you're going to think a certain thing about what was told to you. Like, the cards have clearly said, go for your emotional fulfillment. And that should be your compass. That should be your dial. What is making you happy? What is fulfilling to you? You know, like for me, I love to be affectionate with people. Like, I'm such a tactile person, and that is so emotional. Like, that fills my cup. That is like the pièce de résistance to me, is being close and tactile with people. And I have to have that in my relationships. And if I don't, I can't have relationships with people that are standoffish. But that's me. That's my personal makeup. Like, I need that. So I wouldn't pick a relationship that was really, really far away from me, because that doesn't satiate me. Like, it would satiate my mind, like great conversation, all the rest of it. But it's like, you have to ask yourself what you tolerate. What will you tolerate? Because the universe will keep giving you more. Like, I really hope that that helps in regards to the questions that you're asking. But the questions, like, it to me on an energetic level, is the same thing as the reading. So if you feel like you haven't had your question answered, maybe watch the reading again and see if that's a little bit more, if it gives you a bit more detail as to how to answer the question. But yeah, I can't tell you whether to stay with someone or not, or to move on. I can't do that. And no reader should tell you that. And that's what I mean about, there's an integrity to reading. And I think there's a lot of readers out there that don't, unfortunately, they let their ego get in the way. Like, I don't want to tell people how to run their lives. I don't want to do that. It's not why I'm here. Like, that's why I do so many readings about getting the best from the reading, and like getting the best for yourself. Like, genuinely, my intention is that you won't need readings. Like, everyone has their own intuition. Everyone can do what I do. They really can, and that's my intention. Yeah, exactly. You're completely right. And that's why I don't fortune tell. I will not fortune tell. I will not tell people that what they're going to be doing in their future, because I don't think that is helpful. And you can really mess people up. And I don't think that telling people about their exes and what they're up to and dramatizing people's life is helpful either, because it makes people scared and it makes people worried about doing things. And people get obsessed with worrying about what everybody else thinks about them and all that kind of shit. And it's like, it's just not helpful. that's not why we're here on this earth. That's not authentic. You're basically spying into people's lives. I anyway just having a nice little chat with myself here while I'm doing my cards. Is there any more questions before I disappear? Because I'm going to go and make myself a cup of cacao. And I'm going to maybe be back with some more readings. Maybe today I might get another one in, if that interests you. No. Well, I'm going to say toodaloo, and I really hope that you've all enjoyed the reading. It's so much longer than usual. I don't think I've ever done a reading for 1 hour 30. I don't think that's ever happened. And I've really enjoyed it, though. I feel this has definitely satiated me. This is my emotional fulfillment, connecting with you lovely people out there. And I hope that you stick around. And I always say I love feedback. Tell me what you want to see from readings. What's helpful? What do you like to listen to? You know, do you want help with certain things? Like there's so much of what my work covers. And, you know, from abundance, the reconciliation work, trauma, like literally everything is energy. And everything is related. And, you know, we can sort out lots of different issues simply just by addressing some childhood things, you know, belief systems. So, excuse me, and even health diagnosis work, like that's some of my favorite stuff. But yeah, stick around. Let me know what you think. And I'm sending love. Take care. And I'll see you real soon.